The boy was raised by the midwife and grew up alongside her children, who were cattle herders. He spent his days tending sheep and riding horses in the open desert. As the years passed, he grew into a strong young man and eventually learned the truth. His father was none other than the Sultan himself. Desperate to meet him, he pleaded with his mother to let him go, but she revealed the painful reality of his birth, warning him that if the Sultan ever saw him, he would have him killed, along with the midwife who had saved him. The boy, however, refused to believe her. "If my father sees me, he will rejoice at my existence and forgive my mother," he thought. Ignoring all warnings, he set off toward the palace. Upon his arrival, he requested an audience with the Sultan. When he stood before him, he spoke with pride of how his mother had saved him through trickery and boasted of his skills in hunting and archery. The Sultan listened intently, but as he observed the boy's strength and courage, his fear only deepened. He immediately ordered the guards to seize him, but the boy was quick-witted. He bolted for the door, slammed it shut behind him, and ran straight to his mother. "We must flee at once. My father intends to kill me," he cried. Without hesitation, his mother replied, "We will hide in one of the departing carts." They jumped into a cart just as the guards scoured the palace grounds in search of them. Enraged, the Sultan roared, "Lock the gates! Let no one leave the palace!" But by then, the cart carrying the boy and his mother had already reached the exit. A guard stopped it for inspection, but, unaware of who was inside, allowed it to pass. When the boy and his mother realized they had escaped the Sultan's wrath, they could hardly believe their luck. They continued moving forward, never looking back. The cart traveled far from the palace until it reached the marketplace, where they slipped out unnoticed. From there, they left the city entirely, making their way toward the shore. They had only one plan: board a ship that would take them far away from these lands, where danger lurked at every turn. For 10 days they walked tirelessly, their food supplies dwindling until nothing was left. Just as exhaustion threatened to overtake them, they spotted a grand palace in the distance. Hoping for shelter and food, they made their way toward it. They knocked on the door and waited, but no one answered. Moments later, the door creaked open on its own. The boy stepped back in surprise. There was no one there. Raising his voice, he called out, "We are travelers in search of food. We will pay for whatever we eat." But his mother glanced around anxiously. "This place feels abandoned. I don't have a good feeling about it," she murmured. With confidence, her son reassured her, "At the very least."